Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Happy 4th of July for my American viewers. And sucks to be you for everybody else. It's a holiday here. So I had a day off and I got to do some work. I've had to do a few projects around the house this past couple of days. But today I got to work on the workbench. I decided to finally put in the lower stretcher, which I had previously cut in some half-lap dovetails. It was all set to go. And my plan has always been to put that together with wood glue because those joints are nice and tight. Everything else I used epoxy because it wasn't nice and tight. Used wood glue there. And then I was drilling through and pinning it with dowels. I bought a whole bunch of dowels on Amazon. So everything's going to get doweled for extra safety, extra security. Anyway, the point is, had it all set up, got clamps out. I went and bought, I was originally talking about putting it together with glue and screws and then pulling the screws out and putting in the dowels. But I only have 3.5-inch screws, and it's going through a 4x4, and so I didn't want to try to do a countersink situation, so I went and got some 60-inch pipes. So now I have some 60-inch clamps, which is a good thing. Always need extra clamping. Because this was about 44 inches, I was going to go buy some parallel clamps if they had them, like 48-inch parallel clamps. They did not. So I ended up buying a couple of pipe clamps. Feels a little bit weird if pipe clamps, if you don't know what I'm talking about, do I? I don't have any other ones. I'll show you a picture. It's just a piece of black pipe, like a gas line pipe, and they make these fittings that go on the pipe. And people are like, oh, these are so inexpensive. They're not at all. They're inexpensive if you can get the pipe for free. The clamp, I believe, let's grab the receipt. I bought 1/2 inch because I wasn't feeling like spending a whole bunch of extra, and I don't need that much clamping force. The clamps are $20. That's just for the clamp head, and the pipes were $38 for two. So whatever that is, $18 or $19 a piece. So $40 for a piece of pipe and a clamp head, which is not any cheaper than buying a parallel clamp. And I would say the parallel clamp is more useful, arguably. Now granted, this is a 60-inch clamp, not a 48-inch parallel clamp. But they are a little bit not necessarily harder to use, but there are some considerations. They do leave some staining and stuff on the wood. But anyway, that's not the point. Just wanted to say, I went and bought clamps. So I've had the thing flipped over. I took my rubber mallet, and I went tap, 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 tap. This has got all the glue in the joints, got the clamps ready to go. Hit this one, and the whole board split. So from the bottom, the dovetails up here, it split up like this. Didn't split completely out, and it was already in glue. I guess it technically wouldn't have been impossible to take apart, but I decided to just clamp it, and I'll figure something out later. I thought maybe I could dowel it. I couldn't separate it to get glue in there because of the way everything was being clamped, so I just went upstairs, had some tea, had some lunch, thought about it for a couple hours. I came back downstairs, and my initial thought was, because it had split, like, if we're pretending that this was my board, the dovetail was up here, it split from, like, not at the corner, but probably halfway up like this. And I thought if this piece was glued in place, I would slice here, that would become basically a scarf joint, and then I could put it back together. But then I came down, and this bottom piece had the glue there was too much of a gap in the. I didn't get enough joint pressure or clamp pressure to pull that together, so the glue never really held there. So I just wedged a screwdriver in there and broke the joint completely, flooded it with glue, and clamped it all back together. So I think it's going to end up being fine. It's strong. It's plenty strong. It's really, that lower stretcher is just to prevent the legs from doing that thing. But I honestly think the way that I built the top, the legs can't do that thing anyway. So I don't know that that lower stretcher is going to do a whole lot. But besides that, I had to do some projects this weekend at the house because we are currently fostering my brother-in-law's cat, Charlie. If you don't know, while we were in Mexico for our wedding, my brother-in-law's house burned down, kinda. My brother-in-law was living in a townhome, and the 3 adjoining townhomes burned clear to the ground. They ripped the roof off of it and flooded it to keep it from burning, which they successfully did. It did not technically burn down, but it was 100% ruined. And the cat was saved. The cat is safe, and he had been considering moving back to his parents' area, which is like about an hour and a half from here. So this was kind of an impetus for that. So for now, he's living with them, and he took his cat, and everything was okay for the first week. And then the cat started attacking the other cats in the house, and he begged us, like, I need help. Can you please take the cat? I'll do whatever. Now, I'm allergic to cats. I'm not wildly allergic to cats. I'm mildly allergic to cats, and honestly, I think being mildly allergic is worse because it's just this itchiness in my eyes. It's a little bit of stuffiness at night. It's sneezing when he gets near me. I take allergy medicine 365 days a year anyway, but this is, I need a little Flonase. I need a little eye drops. When my kid had their cats, well, they had a cat here that every time the cat came over, I would get eye infection. And so I'm hoping that doesn't happen because that was really annoying. But he's here, so I had to put in a cat door. We put his litter and his food and everything down here because my dog is a jerk and my dog would eat all of that stuff. And ultimately, this is my dog's house. Like, I don't want to see any harm come to this cat. But if he starts attacking my dog, or if him and my dog start having problems, the cat will just live in the basement for now. I mean, the hope is that that my brother-in-law will find a house soon, and this is just like maybe a 1 month or something temporary situation, because I can't live with a cat full time. We're just gonna have to do more cleaning and everything. But putting this cat door in, I bought a cat door. Just regular size, something my dog can't fit through, but the cat can. Charlie is used to using cat doors. I thought that all of my interior doors were like the paper cardboard. They are kind of, but like both of my kids have sliding, not pocket doors. They do have a pocket door in their bathroom. Whatever those sliding doors are on bedrooms. And I thought, because of the way all the interior doors felt, they were the same crappy stuff. These doors were heavy. Like, I took the door off the hinges, brought it down here to put the cat door in, and it was like, I'm going to guess 40, 50 pounds. And it wasn't cardboard. The doors have these really deep insets, but it was particle board, or whatever you would call this. I guess that's particle board. It's not OSB. Particle board interior core. It was surprisingly stout and heavy. It is a really probably 1/8 inch, maybe 3/16. No, that's 1/8 inch. It's 1/8 inch MDF shell, but the door was surprisingly heavy. And so I got to do that this weekend, which got me in the habit, or in the mood, to come down here and use some tools. So I'm gonna finish this workbench. Maybe not today, but this week. That's the plan. Finish the workbench this week. We really need to get other projects rolling, and really wants me to make end tables. I need to do that. I need to work on some stuff that my mom has ordered for her craft shows. I mean, she doesn't have a craft store. And I've got a project I need to get started on for the fall. I've been slowly, incrementally piecing this project together, and I need to ramp it up and finish it so that I know it's done and I can rest easier. Yeah. What have you been doing on the 4th of July? Anything important? We have done nothing. We have no plans. We don't have a cookout. We don't have friends over. The kids aren't here. We're probably going to go play some pickleball. It's supposed to be kind of overcast and maybe slightly raining all day, but I drove past the courts earlier. One of them has water on it. The other one doesn't. People were playing on the other one, but I think if we go in a little while, it'll be okay and it won't be stifling. So have dinner, play pickleball, maybe play some board games or video games together. We've just been kind of chilling. What have you been up to? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is repartee. It is an noun meaning a conversation characterized by witty banter. Our galas and balls are always marked by a delightful repartee around the grand dinner table. Repartee, R-E-P-A-R-T-E-E. Is a gala and a ball not the same thing? A gala and a ball? Is it gala? I think it's a gala. Is a gala and a ball not the same thing?